Now, when you look at again the era and all that, of course, social situations in 1996 was different than the shit we talking about the draft now. So you got your shit that people ain't really able to kind of fathom. But that's the key. That's the key right there. So people ain't able to fathom certain shit. And when they can't do that, they start blaming somebody like Deion, primetime, saying they blaming him and all that. But can you really blame Deion? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, when you think about it too, look at quarterbacks in the draft. First of all that. I mean, ain't nobody getting that attention anyway. Like Sanders, like Shooter Sanders. You know, everybody ain't getting that damn type of attention to that T anyway. So it's gonna look bad if you don't get drafted. Um, quick or at least the first round. You know, like some Dan Marino shit or something like that. So that's what it is. So the party shit clearly gonna be different nowadays. You know, definitely. But shit, I guess whatever and however the draft and shit turn out to be, I mean, it's gonna be a party for some motherfuckers. You know how it is. But it's all still gonna come out there with whenever they actually play ball and all that. It's all gonna go out to that anyway. So that's what it comes down to. You gotta keep that motherfucker going. Just to mention something else too on the errors, man. Nigga, look at pro boxing now. Look at how it was when motherfuckers used to come out as a boxer, with the pro shit, and he was trying to, take on one of the top guys. Like, you had the era with Mike Tyson, 1996. And then you come off that shit and you got David Tua, Ike Abubuchi. You got guys like that coming in and really, really, really taking the scene like a certain way, really taking it on. That right there is definitely different than how it is now. But of course, Floyd Mayweather popping shit, in a good way, I guess, about a comeback. But I mean, who knows how that'll go? But um, hey, man, you know, there's a lot of other shit too going on in the reality around somebody who got to a certain place with boxing too, like Floyd Mayweather, in terms of just the media, um, in terms of just the money, in terms of everything and shit like that he done with it. You know, shit, they could go right there. They talking about the obviously certain shit with money. You gotta know what's real on it because some of this shit is just media shit. But you know, but we know for sure Floyd has been doing that training shit and all that. But away from all this media shit that they're saying about Floyd and the money, or what their view is on the money, what I think is he's got to a certain point of like a big music mogul. I'm not saying he's Suge Knight or Puffy, but he didn't got up to a certain place with you know the status power, if you will. And so boxing shit kind of used to go off a little different, you know. I mean, the money shit was mentioned with people in the 1990s like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, but it was more on just the people coming on the scene and taking the shit by storm, you know, and getting on like that. But it was always looked at still in terms of boxers getting bread, such as Shane Mosley or Oscar De La Hoya. Um, Another added, essential, I feel, the 1990s of boxing because they was doing the pro shit in the 1990s. But of course, they upped it to 2G, and then boom, Floyd was in the mix two of that, and then Floyd just hit it to the T, man. Obviously, he took it to a different point, but that added to the way that the boxers and all that came onto the fucking scene, man. But it used to be really looked at in terms of the work and all that shit, that working and the shit they put in the time with it. That was the shit that was looked at big for like hitting the scene, like getting noticed, all that. That's what it was. But now the scene is definitely different. It's not necessarily just because social media, though that is an aspect, but it's not even necessarily that. It's more of the championship ranks. That's the key right there. Where shit gets put to that, and if people is looking for that big title situation to happen. I mean, you see the shit happening with the Bronx. They're getting all of their things like that shit situated at the like the pro the females, the Clarissa Shields, Michaela Mayer, all that, um, Alicia Baumgartner shit. They getting all that shit like situated. So in terms of like the ranks and all these things like that, making that shit matter. That's the key. Um, with the situation with the men's boxing is it's a little different. I think they're looking at it for that motherfucker to kind of play big onto the heavyweight shit, but you still see shit going on where the lesser weight boxers are getting mentioned and all that, or the smaller divisions, basically smaller weight divisions. Um, Shit like that. But as you see right here, Floyd doing his training shit currently and all that. Uh, Shit, I mean, he had it, but I mean, who knows what the hell's gonna happen? We might just be training, but we fuck with it right here. See what's happening. They say during the comeback.
If your neck looks like this, you need to watch this video. When you sit at your desk or use your phone, your head protrudes forward. And for every
Once I put my one-on-one supplements out to the world. I introduced the world to the one-on-one supplements. I had no choice. I started taking the one-on-one supplements and started back working out. After my workout, I'm gonna drink the best water in the world. Hands down, aqua. What's so crazy about this water right here? No different from everybody else's water. It's the best. Take minutes, but also right here. So you don't want to get your water mixed up with nobody else's water. So aqua, order now. One-on-one supplements get how much mix up. We just started. I just started back working out. So watch. See me in 2 months. I'm being cooked up. Probably 1 month.
I wouldn't date him anymore after that. Gloria and Manolo Magluta were my parents' best friends. To me, they were like my parents. So Sal was like my cousin and actually like my brother. Sal's parents, they owned a bakery shop. And they worked very hard, extremely hardworking people. And they were in church 2, 3 times a week. Here were these amazing parents, but they weren't there all day long. I look back now, and that probably started to become the formation of what happened in Sal's life. Every night Sal would call me. We would chat, and he would beat me silently. Sal's main concern always was whether he was going to go to heaven or not. He said to
Business.
Who?
Around.
Damn, Joe.
Oh, come on! Let's go, man! Let's go, Big Luca.
Fucking balling out there, shit. So with Floyd, you see how he's kind of showing this situation. Yeah, it's social media, but the way he uses this shit, I mean, showing just a bit of the training, you know. I mean, he ain't gonna show it all, you know. You gotta put the motherfucking work in, and then boom, you know, see what the results is and shit. So I think that that's the same shit or similar with we all know Moss had his draft day situation, but that wasn't bad. I mean, he got drafted in the first round. Randy Moss, the Vikings, obviously 1998. But you know, you see certain shit nowadays about which particular like draft pick should be number one. I've seen shit where people talk about running back shouldn't be number one, but shit, Earl Campbell was, and he showed it when he did get the shot to play right. He was number one. Team wasn't even fucking ready for him. Couldn't deal with that shit. So you always got the situation that it could be I for number one or could be I for later situations of the draft. And boom, it be some shit that define the era and all that. I mean, of course, people know Tom Brady's situation, but with the quarterbacks they do have in this draft, obviously, shooters should definitely clearly he's gonna be with all the players they picked in the first round. Clearly, um, he's got skill enough with those guys. Clearly, that's just what it is. But what it ain't is, of course, he ain't going there first. That's just what it is. But again, again looking at boxing, how the person put on the training and all that to come on the scene, boom. I mean, that was how it was hit. just without the social media shit. But even with social media, like Floyd, showing what he's doing just a little bit. But you know, if he really really had it, you already know it's gonna be more shit later on here. And then the other situations too with draft shit. At least, you don't see nobody on no Lawrence Phillips shit. I was watching the game the other day with the Ravens, um, and well, you seen them teams coming at Lawrence Phillips like it was about his work, ethic and all that shit, So you always got that type of shit, and Lawrence Phillips, don't get it twisted. You kind of had some little sad situations outside of the field, all that certain sex rape allegations, certain yeah, well, like a rape case, shit like that, certain drama at the clubs and all that. I mean, he was into some shit. But Lawrence Phillips, he had skills and he could hit, runs and shit like that here and there. He did in the NFL, but when you got a certain package, you got to be able to, work it. Besides consistency, but you got to be able to get everything like tuned on point, the way that shit really, really, really rolling. But Phillips still wasn't no draft bust, nothing like that. But yeah, was watching the Rams versus the Ravens. It was 1996, of course. Same draft. Keyshawn Johnson was in. Lawrence Phillips was in. That was a big ass era that really took on the 2G and all that Tom Brady shit. I think it was 1996 draft. That was one of the key points. I mean, a draft that made things go for many, many years. And this draft, I think, is like with Shooter Sanders and Cam Ward, Travis Hunter. Now, I think it's a little sensationalized. But I think one thing that's been shown, I think the work aspect of it that's been shown under like certain work and training, I think it's been showing off like Travis Hunter, that aspect of it. And that's what it is, I think. Like, you've been seeing people really, really look at that aspect of it with Travis Hunter. But maybe people ain't looking that well at Shooter Sanders in the quarterbacking. They must not be. But I'm just saying. But that was the shit from especially the old days. It was really put on with certain players and what they would bring into the situation. But it's not always like that with that like first draft pick. I don't think certain times certain things ain't looked at a certain way, you know. But somebody like Keyshawn, I think he was I think he was actually like number one like choice, shit like that. You know, definitely was a hell of a choice for the party, man. Snoop, Pop, Suge, Deion Sanders, that joint right. Shit, I think that was one for the ages on the fucking real. Just some of the little draft aspects that on the draft aspects that I think that are put on for the longevity into like 2G and on past. Yeah, 1996 is clearly a very key draft, especially with all that fucking expansion shit happening. I mean, now, I mean, who knows what's going on with certain shit, man? We talk about like Lawrence again, mentioning Lawrence Phillips in the same draft as Keyshawn Johnson. Some of his shit with the broad situation, the allegations and shit. I'm not saying it's the same shit like Shannon Sharp. Obviously, people know that situation of the white broad calling rape. I mean, she going for the damn justice system too. I mean, and of course it's known Shannon tried to offer this bitch money, but it's like as much as she's around the parties and all the hot sex shit. The interesting thing about this right here, um, well, she ain't going for no like situation where it's just showing her up on a one night stand type shit, in the club or whatever. She's going to show her repertoire as somebody that can take Shannon's, you know, ass to the justice system, to the court, and get the bread there. But even though he offered her that, she's not going for it, on that type of one night stand, pay off money shit. No, she's playing it to the big justice system situation, but it's not saying that it's really gonna blow the fuck up, but it is blowing the fuck up. When, Shannon tried to handle all the money, but clearly there's more to the situation. Like, obviously, for her to not take that money, then he really know the hoe, so she can't just play it like this is some, super date rape shit or something like that. Especially with the shit she's kicking. She's around the young motherfuckers. She's around the teeny boppers. I mean, she's going to Uncle Sam's pimping in the courtroom, shit like that. After all of this shit that she's put on, I mean, go figure. She ain't going for no one night type of money aspect of the situation. Like, some bitches do, they get the big money off the trick one night or something like that. Well, in this case, she know Shannon, right? Basically, with the shit she's saying, all this shit she was saying, especially since she's taking it, of course, she ain't taking no money off what Shannon is offering. She's trying to take it to court. Then this ain't no little one night hotel, and with the trick, paying the big money bread, to her. Nothing like that. Ain't no 1G situation, a stack or anything like that. Popping, though he offered her that, kind of that type of money or whatever, but she's deciding to take that shit to the justice system. So she obviously there's more to it that that she know, like to where she know, Shannon a little more. Like she's putting on this more to the situation. So go figure. That's what's shown with what Shannon's, doing anyway. Uh, how handling it. Then there's more to the shit. So since it ain't no one night, big trick payout situation or payoff situation, she's still taking it to a big ass lawsuit though from the Uncle Sam side of shit. Though her ass was around all these teeny bop party motherfuckers, you know, your hot sex, you know, uh, circle, all that. Go figure. It always get hot, of course, around with that shit going on. Um, and I think that was kind of like when you look at way back, some of the shit that, like again, mentioning Lawrence Phillips, though it's a bit different, but he still faced similar charges, but the situations was different. You know, I'm thinking like that was always something big. All that shit that Phillips was getting into for all the years he did spend in the NFL through late 1990s. I think he got that big attention there heading into 2G and on past 2G, and it was just off all these allegations and shit like that. Um, like Phillips was always in trouble, but still, that was a hell of a draft ever, to be honest. That 1996, but just mentioning how the allegations of Phillips and the case he had, there's the Charger again, kind of obviously similar to like Shannon Sharp shit. So in mentioning that, uh, you would think, see now, as you see the urban politicians talking about leaked audio and all that. I mean, you had cameras back then and all that too, or audio, but you really had to have that fucking evidence and shit, like all that. But even back then, in Phillips' cases, they were showing how Bras was also doing some kind of some dirty shit. Shit, I mean, it wasn't just straight clean one side of that Lawrence Phillips. You know, even the teams he was on, they kind of tried to look out or give him a shot. But Phillips, he'd be in trouble even with the team, you know, organization and shit like that, and that just put on a bad look too, off of the rape cases and shit he had. I mean, I think that was some wild shit coming off that 1996 draft era. But I mean, it was dope party shit. Obviously, I mean, hell, pocketed joint, Deshaun Johnson. I mean, shit, it was on. It was like a damn boxing night. So, something of that. Fuck with on some West Coast shit though, man. Get there with it. Okay, we're gonna fuck with this real quick. Shit, that's the video. Shit.
Boy, you ain't no. This is mine. I found fame. Either you know, boy, you ain't no. Gangsta microphone. Gangsta microphone. I was a fiend before I became a teen. I melted microphones instead of cones. The ice cream hood orientated when gangsta rap was originated. Nickel, Simmons, and K's complicated. Cause I grabbed the K and dump and spray at y'all. The homies take it and say that I'm too small, a fool, cause I don't get upset. I start the thunder and make the set swarm, then I jet back to the Ave, Crenshaw Avenue, A-Rab, then grab another K to blast. One after the other one, then I dump another one. We get the chip and skating and chip another one. I get a craving like a fiend for nicotine. Sit back and dip my cigarette. Know what I mean? My phrases, calicos and gauges, verbally amazing. Spread it is contagious. Starter, cause it's sorta an addiction. Magnetized. When the clips shift, vocals vocabulary, the hood stuck in. The homies gon' bang on, volcanoes erupting. Rhymes overflowing, gradually growing. Everything is written in the code so it can coincide. My thoughts to God. 38s, max and 9s.
I know, baby, for the motherfucking Cali days. Shit. We're gonna bring it all right back. Something with this right here, like this.
The invincible poetry poltergeist, young Adolf, nice, corrupt Gotti, Vincent Price. P-R-E-C-I-S-E. The hood operating correctly. Now spin your revolvers. We gotta have it. Twins revolving. Semis and Maddox's Scotty, the sniper zone. Black terrorists, I fiend for a knife and chrome. Black heroin. Soon as the gauge kick, chip, send me a gauge and a nickel 3 equipment. Now I'll put you in the mood. Or is it a state of unawareness? Gladiator, shift the equator. A minotaur microphone, a lethal weapon, or assassinator. If the people ain't stepping, you see a part of me that you never seen. When I'm fiending for a 9 in chrome, I'm a 9 in chrome fiend. After 12, I'm worse than a gremlin. A couple nickels and I start trembling. Spill some tense and some dents and homicides. But this is cinema, tales from the dark side. By any means necessary, this is what has to be done. Make way, the hood gon' come. It's gon' cut material. Jersey Imperial, it's a must that I bust any 9 you hand to me. It's inherited, it runs in the family. I dropped the straw, was broke the camel's back. If that didn't break it, I'm cocking 11 max. Now I don't wanna have to let off, the homies let off. Who you trying to take off? Ladies and gentlemen, you're
either you know or you ain't know. This is mine. Either you know or you ain't
Shit. Don't stop, baby. Duck that shit, though.
Gangsta microphone fame. Go from the top. Give me just one more. Gangsta microphone fame.
Oh, corrupt.
Shit. Yeah, right. Shit.
Da 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 da.
Hey, you know, dope shit getting on. Something right there. Scolding. Even if it don't seem, hot with the sky high shit. But still, this motherfucker on. Hey, he ain't the drought, tried out. All that shit, man. On suspense. Oh, man. There's something on real microphone fiend shit. Hell yeah, corrupt doing it. This ain't your old, you know, big industry, hot wide business and nothing like that. Just riding, man. Doing this motherfucker. Like that. Put it like that. Time tried to play, put it on, unwind it. That shit, man. Big on. Microphone fiend. That's how we doing it. Keep this motherfucker trying. That's how I represent off that heart. Spoken word. This motherfucker do it right. I'm doing that. We know how the motherfucking world do. Hey, come with they shit. Try to get you to abide by this shit, all that shit. You know, we playing the, snoops and the dudes in the courtroom shit. People allegations, snitch, the lies, the rumors, all that shit. Hey, motherfuckers looking for the henchmen, all that. Everybody want to play at the motherfucker as a troublemaker. But hey, you know how the shit go. Stakes. I'm saying big pimping. Still keeping microphone fan on this shit, man. This ain't just about earnings, dollars, or gambling winnings. It's from the heart. People motherfucking night out. All that. Stay true on this motherfucker. That's the essence. Microphone fiend, baby. Motherfucker represent corrupt and then rock him. God MC shit. Trying to doing it. You know. Hey, bro, trying to check us. They need to check their shit. You know.